Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Crafting with Keely. I'm so glad you joined me here today. So today I'm going to make a postcard and I can't wait to use this jelly print that I made. It's just really different to all the others. It's bright, it's just so zingy, and we've had really hot weather here in the UK and London specifically where I'm based. And it's sweltering, and I really wanted to use my tropical summer ephemera book again today, and I wanted something that was going to make me think of being cooled down in the heat, because we've had all the windows open, the mosquitoes have come in. This doesn't often happen. So the other day when I was making one of my other videos, I chose some images of lollies. Well, I chose this one and some fruit. And I fussy cut that one out, as you can see already, but I didn't use them. And I think they are going to look just monstrous on here and fabulous and hot and cooling at the same time. So I'm going to look through this book that I wrote. Where's my name? Up here. This is me, Keely O'Brien. And I'm going to see what else I can find that's going to go fantastically well with this as a background for postcard number 8. Now, if you're wondering why it's postcard number 8, this is part of a challenge by Kerry the Crafter, which was to produce a postcard for every day in July. Well, I'm running late now. It's actually the 1st of August, but I'm not worrying about it. Kerry said, do it at your own pace, enjoy. You can join in too, that means, if you want to. So I'm not even managing to get a video out every day for 31 days because I'm a new YouTuber. And you can imagine the challenges of learning YouTube at the same time as trying to bring out a video every single day. I must be mad. But anyway, look, I'm doing my best here, and we're up to number 8. So it is what it is. Right. So, yeah, I'm going to glue this piece of cardstock on the back, and I just need to select which part of this picture I'm going to use. It's tricky because I love that with these pink splodges, but I also love this because there's a little bit more contrast in this corner. I think if I just go for the spots, I'll be missing out on some of these lovely effects. So let's just see, for starters, how would those look on there? I can cover that really bright pink a little. You see, I quite like that. Whereas over here, it's a bit darker. Things might show up better because it's not got such a bright, and these colours are going to be bright. I might come back to that problem in a little bit. So let's find some more images. So I created this book a few months ago, and I'll do a flip through video at some point, but yeah, I've started cutting it up, as you can see. I love making a collage to go in my book, and I'm pretty sure I've used images that are in the book already. So I did do a postcard with this girl. I'll show it to you. That was my very first postcard. And you can see what I did there. Obviously, it's a slightly smaller image from the actual book, but you can cut this up as well if you can bring yourself to. So let's just flip through. I want something. Oh, hey. How about that? That would really stand out against this, wouldn't it? That beautiful drink. Or maybe I should go for a smaller one. The flowers would work, wouldn't they? Right, let's do that. I'm wondering about maybe using a toucan as well, because it actually makes me think of Guinness, if you know what Guinness is. If you're not from a Guinness drinking country, I quite like a Guinness. Well, I like a stout or a porter, but for me, Guinness is a little bit bland. I like the flavoured stouts and porters, but those were used in the advertising for Guinness, which is a Dublin-based company. Don't forget the Guinness, the advert used to go. So what else can I have? I think I'm probably not going to use any people in this one. I could use a flower, but I have got some pink hibiscus there already. Hibiscuses. Maybe one of these. maybe. Let's just put a pin in that. I think I'm really looking for things you would have to cool you down in the heat. So, such as, now I used one of these sort of images on the other postcard. Oh no, postcard number 3, I used some of those. You can check that video out. Those are fun, but not really on topic. Likewise, those. Oh, there's some more fruit. I think that's where that fruit image must have come from. Seashells, the beach. Oh, I love this page so much, don't you? It's just soft and the colours are gorgeous. And the ladies are so pretty on that page. Could maybe go for one of these soft hibiscuses. Hey, let's cut that little one out because that might fit. Oh, I don't know, it might get lost. No, let's cut this one. Just cut it out roughly. There we go. Yeah, quite like that, although maybe it's too soft. Maybe I just want to go for the sharper, brighter colours. Love these glasses so much, but I think they're a bit big for this particular piece of art. Tropical leaves. Maybe. Right, now this is what I had in mind. We've got ice cream. Oh God, I could really murder an ice cream at the moment because it's getting hot already and it's not even 8:30 in the morning yet here. Are they too big to fit on that page? I think that might work. Let me just use that as a guide. Use that as a guide for how big it's going to be. That would fit. I've already got a lolly, although I could have a few. I don't want to use those because I think they'll just take over the whole postcard. Maybe we'll try that. And it's got the oranges and some reddy colours, which I think will go well with the pink of the background paper. Just love that background paper. Now, do I want a lady with tropical flowers in her hair? Maybe. Now, what have we got here? We've got some fruit. I think I want, mind you, that other postcard 3, I already used mangoes. I'm trying to make these all slightly different. That was postcard number 3. Right, I already had a pineapple. Okay. Maybe a jar, another fruit bowl. Like I say, I don't want them all to be the same. This is more like a cocktail. That could work. Let's just see. Maybe one of the, well, no, I've used those before as well. Now these very bright drinks with the umbrellas. You can see I'm addicted to turquoise, can't you? It comes up so often in my book. But then it's that sort of bright tropical sea colour, isn't it? I'm going to cut this one out and try and force myself not to use my beloved turquoisey colours. I guess it's the ocean colour, isn't it? And where I grew up was by the sea. That was in Brighton. I've never been to Brighton. Turquoise is kind of the colour theme there for the railings along the seafront and the lampposts, all the Victorian things along the seafront. Don't know what else to say about that, but yeah, turquoise has always been in my environment, I suppose. So I think I might have enough now. Hummingbird, they're gorgeous, but I might use those another time. I think I'm running out of space. Yeah. Oh, cocktails. Those are great for him. What about one of these? Yeah, let's cut that one out as well. And the drinks tray, that certainly looks nice and cooling. With limes and lemons. Slices of orange. Yeah, oh yeah, those colours are going to go really, really well. Let's just get... Oh, those ice creams. Maybe I'll go more with the pinks this time. Because the ice creams are all pink, aren't they? That, I just love that image so much. I think maybe I won't use that. I might use that. That might take over too much, and I'm trying to force myself not to use turquoise this time. What about those? Might get rid of that because it's similar to the one I did before. How about that? I quite like those. Can we fit an ice cream in as well? They are a little bit big. I suppose I could cut one in half and just show part of it coming onto the postcard and save the other half for another project. Yeah, let's try that and see how it looks. Now, do I want the more purple or the yellow? That, because the lines are, can you see the lines of colour are going horizontally rather than up and down. If I do that and use part, I'm going to lose either the pink or the yellow somewhat. So let's use this, and then I can potentially slice it down the middle. And yeah, right, I'm going to go and fussy cut these now. Back in a bit. So when I was a primary school teacher, cutting things out was definitely a skill that my children needed to learn. And I actually did run a clever fingers group one time for, well, quite a few times, for children who found those sort of manual skills difficult. And if you're a parent and you've tried teaching your children how to use scissors, oh, hello, she says, making a mess, then you know how much fun that can be, and strengthening their little fingers and getting them to maybe follow a line. I've thought about producing a cutting skills book actually. I have worked out a few pages because I used to use pages myself and I kept using the same old thing, so it's on my mind to produce a scissor skills book. Maybe one day I'll get it finished. So yeah, the main key, especially with the older ones who could cut but needed to cut out their own images, maybe to illustrate a piece of work or a little mini book or something like that that they were making, and assembling images together. So if they had to cut their own work out, I would usually sit there with bated breath thinking, oh no, they're going to ruin their beautiful piece of art. Quite often I would do it, but sometimes it was good for them to have a go. And the main tip was move the picture, not the scissors. You see all this kind of stuff going on sometimes, and it is quite funny just letting them loose with tricky things to cut. But they soon learn, and actually a little bit of practice and it's all good. I also used to run a sewing club, and myself and a good friend of mine, we used to do that on a Friday lunchtime with 7, 8, 9-year-olds, and they used to turn up and we would make like little cushions and pieces of decorated embroidery and so on. And those children got so proficient at threading needles, using scissors, doing all that fiddly fine motor skills we call it. in the profession and probably elsewhere. And yeah, they got really, really good at it. And then when their class would do a sewing project, keep cutting, Keely, when their class would do a sewing project, they would be the children in the class who would be helping everybody else thread their needles. So it was such a help, because sometimes I wouldn't have a teaching assistant, and I'd have, that particular school we had no more than 16 children in a class. It was fabulous. It was just perfect for them to have a smaller class size. But yeah, sometimes it was just me and 16 children who couldn't thread a needle having a sewing lesson. So yeah, have to teach them pretty quickly if you're going to get anything done. And yeah, we used to make these little purses with wooden beads and things. That was one project we did every year in my class. And then when I had the younger children, we used to do the more sort of sewing on buttons and things onto just a square of sort of hessian, and they would just choose the buttons that they liked out of the tin and sew those on, and the colours and the textures and then they would do great big loopy stitches anywhere they wanted. They didn't have to follow a line or learn a particular stitch. They literally just learned to go up and down, and inevitably they would go around the corner and end up with loops of thread going around the edge of their sewing. But that was where they learnt how not to do that. I do miss teaching sometimes, but those fun things were just great, and won't forget those. Anyway, big shout out to any of you who are teachers or have been teachers. Let me know in the comments. There's a particular lady on YouTube who does videos about new YouTubers, and she was a teacher until really recently. So I think it translates quite well, because I guess you're used to talking to people and teaching them things and showing them things, and you've probably got a lot of the soft skills, you know, like talking to people and empathy and being able to relate to other people, and also the hard skills of all the technical things that teachers have had to get on board with, especially during the lockdown where we were teaching online, and anyone who didn't have those skills had to get them really quickly to teach remotely. So actually I taught a lot of lessons by video. I was doing 4 lessons a day. So yeah, I think that maybe stood me in good stead for YouTubing up to a point. Right, I'm nearly done here. Thank you for your patience. There we go. Right, now I've got to think what to do with them, which bit of the background to start with. Oh, and I need to choose a jelly print to cut my number 8 out with as well. So I think I've narrowed it down to these 4, and playing about with them, I think I'm going to go for this top corner rather than the contrast of the other part. I suppose I could use this for my number 8, a very bright yellow, and then everything will be matchy. Am I a bit too matchy maybe for some people? But this is my postcard, so there. Right, yeah, so I'm going to glue this on the back with my trusty Pritt stick. Talking of school glue, I was talking about PVA in a video the other day. I'm slightly allergic to it. The kids in my class always had their own Pritt stick. Well, they were supposed to always have their own Pritt stick. That way they could easily stick worksheets and those kind of things into their own books. Right, I'm going to plump for that. Whoops, and dear. Careful. So, give it a trim. In fact, let's just cut it out roughly. That's how I've been doing the others. Cut it roughly first. That way I end up without cutting what's left into two pieces. It means I still have all of this rather than cutting through that way or that way with the paper cutter. Put that to one side. Okay, see if I can line this up. White on white, it's a bit hard to see the edge. Not too bad. Whew, so I've got to go to work today. It's going to be hot, and we had a problem with the trains lately, so I'm probably going to end up having to go a different way to work. Trains in London are great when they actually run to time. But when there's disruption, let's see. Ah, there we go. When there is disruption, it can be a bit of a pain to get around. So, quite like that in the corner because it's a kind of right-angled image. But I was thinking to put that at the bottom. And I need my number 8. Overlap them. No, I think it's too much of a jumble. I like that. I like that too. I suppose I could do half the ice cream on one side and half on the other, and that would give me a bit more room to play about. Well, that's quite cool. And then if I use that very bright, oh gosh, how am I going to cut a number 8 out freehand? That very bright yellow, or maybe the pink, to cut the 8. Oh, I can't choose. Really can't choose. Let's think. Pink 8, yellow 8. I think pink. Anyway, it's only a piece of paper. Let's just try and cut an 8. I suppose I could draw an 8 on the back and just follow the lines, but I'm challenging myself, isn't it? Right, 8. There we go. Oh, that's not too bad. I think I might ink around the edges. Even though those are really bright colours, I am going to do, I think, a little bit of archival ink around the edges. There we are. And then I can finalise my layout. So I do want this to have a bit of a vintage 50s look as well. I know I'm a bit obsessed with the 50s. If you saw my postcard that I did yesterday with my, actually that makes a slightly orange edge, I like that, that tones in well. Yeah, my 1950s postcards, the last couple, I know just how much I love those. I love the colour schemes, I love the styles, I love all the cute dresses. And yeah, my mum, I have some beautiful pictures of my mum in the 1950s looking so chic with her pointy stiletto shoes and her beautiful A-line dresses. There was one where she was wearing a stripy, sort of candy stripe dress with a little belt, and it was an A-line one, and cute little handbag and cool sunglasses. She looked so chic. It was just lovely. She's 84 now, but still as lovely. So lucky to have had such a lovely mum throughout my life. She's always supported me and been there for me. Good old mum. Actually, her mother was a wonderful lady as well. And my dad. Don't leave out my dad. He's not with us anymore, sadly. But yeah, my mum, her parents were my grandparents, and they were fantastic. My grandpa always used to get me to bring my sketchbook when I was a schoolgirl and show him the art that I'd been doing. I guess my parents were too busy working and trying to raise me and my brother, and didn't get quite so excited about my artwork, but Grandpa was wonderful. He used to go, oh wow, that's really, really good, Keely. And yeah, support for children. You can tell I'm passionate about teaching children and helping them develop right. I really like that edge. I like it a lot. Yeah, that's worked very well in my, oh, you can't even see, in my humble opinion. Keep on camera, Keely. So, how am I going to lay this out, I wonder? Oh, I didn't cut that bit out, hang on. Oh no, I need a left-handed person to do this, hang on. I deliberately left it so I could come in at a different angle. Come along. I'll tidy it up later, and then of course I forgot. My brain. You know, my brain, it jumps around all over the place. I'm just not the most methodical person. I have to really force myself to do things in a methodical fashion. So I'm working on some other projects at the moment, as well as my books. I am getting really excited about my new Etsy shop. So I'm not going to give too much away, but I have created some digital products, and I'm just putting together all the things I need to upload them to Etsy. So yeah, that's coming hopefully in the next few weeks. It's going to take a little while to put all the products on the shelf, so to speak, but I can't wait to see it all. It's just so juicy and delicious, and I just love the idea of people being able to download and print their own images and make things out of my ideas and my artwork. And yeah, I'm really excited about that, but it is taking me being methodical and very disciplined to get all the files and folders set up on my computer and my Google Drive and get all the images for everything. It's just it's quite a lot of laborious things involved, I think, as well, although I'm quite enjoying it. Left in peace for long enough, I get quite a lot done. So yeah, I'm hoping Etsy will be online soon for me. So it's going to be Keely O'Brien Prints is the name of my Etsy shop. So not the same as my YouTube channel, which is Crafting with Keely. It's going to be Keely O'Brien Prints. And yeah, so it's going to have ephemera and some junk journal kits as well. And if you know the sort of things I like, you can maybe start to guess what might be on offer there. So I'll let you know when that is ready to roll and everything's available. Might be able to get some more done today. So at the moment I'm working on 4. I said I wasn't going to tell you very much, and now here I am telling you all the secrets. Right, I've got 4 different floral ideas for junk journals going on at the moment, 4 collections. And I was hoping to get all 4 collections finished before I upload anything. So there's a little bit of choice. Ah, there we go. Oh, I love that look. Look at it. So yeah, watch this space. I like those glasses as well. In fact, let's do this one next because it links to the drinks tray. Something so 50s about cocktails, isn't there? Sort of retro, vintagey. I got voted at work once as the person most likely to take a trip down memory lane. So I don't know whether that was a compliment or an insult. At the time, I can't say I was thrilled because a lot of the people I worked with in that particular school were way younger than me. And I thought, oh, they just think I'm an old fogey now. I always used to be the youngest teacher in a lot of the schools I worked in for a long time. And worked with a lot of much more mature teachers from whom I learnt a huge amount, I like to say. But there you go. Maybe they didn't appreciate my trips down memory lane. You can tell I like a trip down memory lane because you've been listening to me having a trip down memory lane. There we go. Oh, I just love all that pink and yellow so much. Okay, let's round the corners because I've used this R10mm. I've used it on all of my postcards so far. And oh, I need to trim those edges off as well. I just love the look and I do want them all to hang together as a collection. I don't know what I'm going to do with them after that. I shall probably do a flip through video eventually when I have them all done. Oh my goodness, I watched Nicole's final reel last night. Nicole from Relax Cut Glue. So really inspiring, wonderful friend. We're in touch with one another and we've published a Christmas book together last year. So yeah, she's been doing YouTube shorts of her 31 days postcards. If you haven't seen them, go and check them out. So yeah, the last one, it was, I did it by my, oh, I can't say it now. I did it my way. Just fantastic. Oh, I felt quite emotional watching that one, Nicole, if you're watching this. Your last postcard. All right, what have I done with the, there it is. Yeah, it's quite sad. I'm sure you're exhausted. I know Kerry the Crafter is exhausted. I watched his summary video as well. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday he was talking about whether he's going to do gelli postcard play again, or if he is, how he's going to do it, whether it's going to be at the same time of year or maybe a one-day challenge that people can take part in just for one day. I quite like a series of postcards. I guess a week-long challenge, Kerry, if you're ever going to listen to this. Sorry, that sounded rude. If you ever get to listen to this, you know what I mean. Yeah, maybe a week-long challenge would work well. And that way everybody gets a shorter amount of time to get things going. I think I'll have to keep my ear to the ground a bit more carefully with Kerry's channel to see if there are more challenges coming out, because now the YouTubers who were established, who he invited to this challenge, they got to hear about it a few weeks in advance so that they could prepare. I remember hearing him talking about it, and I hadn't registered in my brain that this might be something I could do. and to kickstart my own YouTube journey. So I've been itching to show you my books and to start doing my own crafting, but obviously building up a book collection over the last sort of 18 months has taken up quite a lot of my time, but now I have a few and my Keely O'Brien cut and collage books are a little bit more established. I feel like it's time to diversify a little bit. So yeah, here I am on YouTube, and there's postcard number 8. Yeah, so Kerry, if you're going to do another challenge, I would love to be involved. I've had so much fun doing this. It's given me a purpose. It's given me a focus. It's made me drill down and think, right, it's a postcard. It's, what was it, 6 by 4 inches. Yeah, 6 by 4 inches. So I haven't got to think about what size, what I'm going to make. It's just postcard, postcard, postcard. I like that because it's pushing me to think differently about each one. So here's my little collection so far. That's number 1, number 2, number 3. That's my number 4. So that's from my 1000 Vintage Butterflies book. Oh, what have I done with number 5? Oh well, number 5's gone walkabout. It was the steampunk cat. I don't know where he's gone. Number 6. Oh, there he is. He's hiding. Number 5, steampunk cat. Number 6, that was postal ephemera. Number 7, that was also from my postal ephemera and faux stamps. And now we have number 8. It's some lovely tropical, sizzling hot, but lovely cooling tropical drinks. Right, I am going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for watching this far through my video. I really appreciate it. Why not come back and see me next time? Or why not look through my other videos and see how I made the other postcards? I'm starting to build up a flip through playlist. At the moment there's one video in it, but I am going to put a flip through of all of my books at some point, so you can see them. So this was the one I used today, and yeah, hop over to Amazon and check them out. That would be wonderful. Right then guys, I'm off. I need to go and make myself some lunch and then go and do battle with the London transport system. I will see you next time. Bye for now.